Hey everybody, welcome back to Grace.exe. I made a video a while ago about the different Bible translations and why there are so many. And it got me thinking, when I first got back into buying these, I didn't know how to go buy a Bible. And so I figured why not just kind of explain my process on how I purchase or find the correct Bible that I want and maybe how I go about that. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be talking about Bibles, and I have two, three, four, five, six, seven of them. I have seven Bibles laying around, and I'm gonna tell you why I own each one that I own, and how I pick the one that's actually my favorite and what I use them for. So to get started, we're gonna talk about translation again. Ooh. So, translation actually really matters more than you might think it does. I tend to go for more literal, word for word, direct translations, which would be your ESV or NASB, or high level like a KJV. But if you watch my video about the translations, I'm actually not a huge fan of the KJV. I prefer the more I can't even remember the name of it, but the standard translation rather than Textus Receptus, which is not a big deal in my opinion, but that's just what I prefer. So I own more of those than I do a KJV. I have one KJV, the rest are using that standard translation model. Anyway, before we go any further, I want to say that I am a Lutheran. So I do have kind of a skewed view on these things, not terribly, um, but I don't follow I don't have a Book of Mormon or I don't have any of those things. So if you want to learn how to properly buy those things or like a Quran or something, I'm not the guy to tell you about that. Anyway, moving forward. So with the translations, I go for literal, but it depends on what you're doing. So, for example, um, I have this Bible. It is a Holy Bible, and you're not going to be able to see that at all because it's so worn. But it is a common English Bible, and this Bible is very compact, very small, hand for reference, very small, and this Bible is very straightforward. The words are easy to understand. The sentence structure is very well. It is, in my opinion, very close. It's in between an NLT and an NIV. It is very easy to read and understand. And we'll get back to why this is in my collection. Then, on the other hand, we'll go to my KJV. On the KJV is bigger, the print is bigger, and the words are sometimes you have to go through and reread because KJV is often very hard to understand just because of the way it is. So I take what I am going to be using the Bible for. What situation is this Bible going to be in most of the time? And that is how I determine what translation I need. So, for example, this little Bible I have here, this is an easy to read Bible, and it's also small. So, this goes in my car with me for lunch breaks at work. If I'm driving somewhere and a doctor's appointment, something, I need, something to do, and I just don't want to sit on my phone. I take this with me, and I read it, and it's great because I don't have to go back through and reread constantly, and I have to actually seriously think about what I'm reading. I can just kind of get through it and go. So that's another reason I pick certain form factors and certain translations because they're just better for different things. So this is my travel Bible because it's easy to read and it's tiny. Let's go through all my Bibles. This was a Bible I got for free. It is also tiny, and it's just the New Testament. It's the New Testament recovery version and I don't remember where I got this from. I just know it was free. It came to me in the mail. And it's got tons of notes. Tons of notes. I know you can't see that very well. That's scripture, and this down here is notes. Tons and tons of notes. All in the New Testament. And it's, for a free Bible, it's actually really good. I don't know anything about the recovery version. I don't know what it is. I actually haven't read through this. I haven't used this. I personally keep this around, not because I want to reference it or use it. I actually, my office is also a guest room, and so I keep this on the guest bedside table in case anyone wants to read it, because I personally have no use for this one. So this one is kind of just a house Bible. So that's what this one's for. I don't know anything about the translation on this one. I don't know anything about it. It just has a purpose that doesn't get used very much, but at least it's in the house and could be used. Now, another free Bible, and this one I actually recommend getting because it's very cool. Very cool. This is the Word on Fire Bible. And it's also New Testament. It's just the Gospels. This is from the Word on Fire Institution, I think it's called, which you'll be able to find it. It's Bishop Barron. You'll be able to find this. It's awesome. This book is very pretty. It's very hefty. I don't know if you can hear that. And just the book alone it's gorgeous. It's very glossy, nice paper. It's illustrated in some parts. It like describes certain things more in detail. I think it's very good. This is very good. Very, very good. This is obviously not going to replace a standard Bible for me. And I will say this has Catholic notes in it. So, still very good. But it's Catholic. It's from Bishop Barron. So, this is very good for the Gospels. And if you want something to just look through and get a lot of information quick, this is awesome. Okay, this is great. Now, moving on to the next one, we'll just go to my KJV. This Bible also serves kind of no purpose to me anymore, but it did help quite a bit in me coming back to the faith. My grandparents buy these in bulk, so they can give them to people that need a Bible. And my grandparents love KJV. That's their vibe. And so when I was trying to get back into the faith, I asked my grandparents for a Bible because I just knew they had one. And this is what I got. And it's got big print. There's nothing super special about it. It's double column. And, it works as a Bible. It's paperback, mass market. You can get these for like $1. So if you really need a Bible, this is great. If you really need a Bible, and you can't afford it, like a very nice one, or can barely afford one at all. I mean, I'm glad they make these for people that it should be available to read the Word to everybody. So the fact that this is so cheap and readily available is amazing. So very glad that this does serve a purpose in the world, just not to me. This helped me come back to the faith. It no longer serves purpose. This also sits on the guest bedroom night table, bedside table, because I don't find myself reading a KJV. I just don't. And we'll go further into why, because it's not just about the translation. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Now, I want to show you 2 Bibles that are virtually the same, but not. I'm just going to show you 2 different versions because they're both ESVs and they're both study Bibles. I have one and my wife has one. And mine looks like this. Looks like this. It is the lighting. Come on. There, you might be able to see that a little bit. It is a study Bible, ESV, And that says English Standard Version. That's what ESV stands for. And it is a crossway. This is imitation leather. I put my own tabs in. If you couldn't tell by how horrid they look. This is a very comprehensive Bible. This is a very nice Bible. It was not super cheap. This was like $50, which is not cheap. I think $10 is cheap. All right. Single column in some spots. Actually, I think it's single column everywhere. It's single column everywhere. We're in Psalm, so of course it's going to look like that. Notes on the bottom, study notes. And they're really comprehensive. On some pages, they show maps and stuff, and they actually have like little quizzes and stuff to make sure you paid attention, so you better pay attention. This is a really good Bible. And this Bible's purpose is what it says it is. It's a study Bible. So this boy is thick, just like me. Okay? This is a thick boy. All right? And what he does is he goes in my little carrying case, and I actually usually keep my bulletins from church in here, and my bookmark. And some pens and a notebook. And I zip her up. And voila, I take this with me to Bible studies and things like that because it helps me to understand what we're talking about. So this one actually serves a big purpose, although I don't use it all that often because I don't go to Bible studies a lot because I work all the time. So, but on the same topic, it's all the way over here. My wife also has one. This is her cute little carrying case. Oh, she loves it so much. The reason I'm showing you this one is because it's the same Bible, pretty much, just serves a different purpose. But also the same purpose at the same time. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. Let me open it up. So, hers is gorgeous. She has this pretty, and it's like felt hardback. That's what I meant to say. Hardback. This pretty little flower on it. And then right here it just says Journaling Study Bible. It is also a Crossway ESV. And she has this little Bible charm because she's a girly girl. And she's got all these little bookmarks. So, and she did her own tabs in there much better than mine. But anyway, let's go to, I don't know, let's just go somewhere. Yeah, Malachi. This is good. So she has plenty of notes. This is really hard for me to hold for some reason. She has plenty of notes, scripture, notes, and hers has journaling. So if you're going to read and you're one of those people that can defile a book by writing on it, by all means, get one of these. It's got wide margins so you can write all over it. I can't defile a book like that. I just, there's something about it. I can't do that. But she absolutely will, and she'll highlight in it, and she'll do all this stuff. So if you need a study Bible and you want to learn stuff, and you also want to write down and remember what I don't know, somebody likes this. That's why they sell it. So obviously it has a purpose. So if you're one of those people, bam, there you go, and get yourself a cute little carrying case. Leave a comment about how much you like it. That way my wife can see it and be happy. That'd be cool. She has color matching pens and highlighters. Anyway, that's hers. Now, we'll get into my favorite Bible. And I will say, I think the best Bible is the Bible that you'll pick up and read. And for that, this is that Bible for me. And also, I just love it. It is by far my favorite Bible. The one that I pick up and read, the one that I spent the most money on. But that's not why. I mean, that is partially why I love it. That sounds bad. Let's just look at it. On the outside, it really doesn't look that special. It is an NASB. Oh, you can see that pretty good. It is an NASB Holy Bible, which NASB is a New American Standard, and it is a Holman. Now, the reason I like this one so much is because, unlike all the other Bibles I have, they are all paperback, imitation leather, or my wife's is a hardback. This is a genuine leather Bible. And I have a friend that has many, many Bibles. And he prefers leather, and I thought he was just being pretentious. I thought, oh man, this guy's just being pretentious. He's just showing off. Okay? That's what he's doing. And he has this Bible from a company called Humble Lamb. They make Bibles with goat skin leather, and they are really expensive. But they're like premium heirloom Bibles. Ones that you can give to like your grandchildren's children, you know, like they're just really beautiful. And they are nice leather. And so I was like, I'm not going to spend that much money on a leather Bible. But this one was on sale on Amazon. I got this for $60. All right. I think normally it's like 110. And $60 is expensive. I'll give you that. But at least it's not $300. That's what a Humble Lamb is. But anyway, this is leather. It's got the gold pages and the tabs built in. And now, because I'm getting old. All right. I'm getting old. This is something I made sure to pick out. Because look at the size of that text. Double column. Ooh, 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 ooh. Double column. Massive text. I mean, oh man. Bet you can read that from over there, can't you? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's good. That's good stuff. And this Bible just feels good to touch. That's why I pick it up. And that's why I read it. Because there's not a lot of friction. It's about friction. If there's less friction in reading your Bible, you're going to read it more. And this removes a lot of friction for me. Because it has nice feeling tabs, nice feeling book. I actually want to hold it. And I can read it without squinting or getting tired. And that's why I love this Bible. This Bible is my stay-at-home, read it all the time Bible. This sits on my desk or my nightstand, and I just read that sucker like crazy. All right? So it depends on what purpose you're doing. If I were to travel, if I'm going to travel a lot and I need a Bible with me to travel, I'm picking up this. Because it's easy to read, and it's tiny, and it's going to fit. Honestly, if you're a dude, this will fit in your pocket. If you're a woman, this will fit in your purse. Okay? Something like this. I don't even know who this is made by. I don't know. That's common English. Get an NLT. Whatever translation you like, it doesn't matter, really. If you figure out what translation you like, just get different form factors. This is my travel one, but I like the CEB because it's just so easy for me to understand. Whip it right in the pocket. Bam! I'm ready to go. I could go to somewhere. I'll go somewhere and I got a Bible. Boom! I'm reading it. These, I don't know that I should condone this, but I'm going to condone this. These free ones that I get, I'll check them out, right? I'll check them out. And then it'll either sit on my desk or like the nightstand for the guests. And it'll stay there for a while until I meet somebody that really needs a Bible. And then this is the one that goes. And I give this to them. And I say, here, bud. This Bible is just laying around the house. And I want to give it to you for free. And so that's where they go. So these do serve a purpose. And if you need a Bible for free, wherever this came from, they got you. They'll send it to you right to your house. Same with this, although you have to sign up for a subscription. But this is great. This is like a talking piece, and a really good way to understand the Gospels. They all serve a purpose. You've got your home Bible, the one that you actually read daily. You've got your one that sits on your nightstand for your guests. You've got your study Bible that you journal in. You've got your study Bible that you take and you just read, and it has comprehensive notes. I mean, it's amazing. So, yes, that's really wordy in a Bible tour that you don't really need, but that's how I pick my Bibles. And yeah, and yeah, and I will say, you're not going to find any of these. You literally none of these, except for maybe that KJV, you will find in like a Walmart. So if you live in a small town, good luck. Good luck. Because you go to a Walmart, you ain't finding nothing. Okay? Even in, it takes me about 30 minutes to get to a Barnes & Noble. They got a better selection, but not by much. If you want a real leather Bible, you almost have to go to, like, Amazon, or you have to find a specific Christian bookstore and hope that they have leather Bibles. I don't know why. At least that's the way it is in my, like, in the a 3-hour radius of me. That's the way it is. I don't know if it's that way everywhere, but that's the way it is here. So if you go to your Walmart, choices are very limited. You're probably going to end up with a KJV, or sometimes my Walmart, for some reason, sells one very specific thin line ESV. And then my mom's Walmart, she's like 40 minutes away from me, sells one very specific, pretty low quality NIV. And if you can get a Bible, you know, but that's, your choices are limited at a Walmart. And hey, I just thought of something big. If you need a Bible and you need more options than your Walmart, go to a Hobby Lobby. People don't think about that. I didn't think about that. That's where I got my my ESV study Bible. Hobby Lobby. All right? It's a Christian store. Go there, buy a Bible. Anyway, Bible tour over. Buy a Bible. Or don't. No, buy a Bible. Buy a Bible. Read it. Thanks.